Hi, welcome to Alchemy Balance. Today, let me start off by saying this. You can follow me on Alchemy Balance on IG and Alchemy Balance on YouTube. Today I wasn't even gonna get on today. I didn't have any plans on recording at all. And to be honest with you, life been life. And I'm totally in a place where I have to hold myself accountable for everything that I do. Things that I've learned, I have to hold myself accountable on seeing it and not redoing it, if that makes sense. And holding on to my faith, not losing faith, keep hope alive. There has been some life-changing events that have occurred in the last couple months for me, and I haven't done anything. I haven't did any recordings. I haven't created. I'm working on a project. It's at a standstill. But I've learned today to just be. Everything that could possibly be thrown at me has been thrown at me these last couple months. And I'm still remaining positive. You know, it's hard when you know there's something coming and you can't touch it. Or you know you divinely guided and you're trying to figure out stay out of victim mode. Why me? You know, why do I have to go through this? Why am I experiencing this? And I'm learning today that the reason why I've been going through things I've been going through the last couple of days, last couple of weeks and months, really it's been really heavy these last couple of days, is for me to understand that I'm divinely guided and covered. And there's going to be things that are going to come my way that is going to try to waver who I am as a person, spiritually, physically, and emotionally, and mentally. And I have to be strong enough to not get caught up in the illusion. There's things in life that may look good, but may not be good for you. And I'm saying all this to say is because I have made decisions since February that I would have never made before in life if I didn't start this path. This has really humbled me to trust the process and stay present in where I am. I mean, it has been a real journey in being authentic with who I am wholeheartedly. I would have never thought that me trying to figure out who I am as a person would bring so many changes. The changes were great. If you look at it in a positive sense and see why the changes had to be made, you'll understand that it's aligning you to your higher self and your highest good. These changes has really opened my eyes to a lot of things and a lot of possibilities. And I'm truly grateful. And like I've said before on other videos, you know, a lot of people may not understand. But as long as I understand, that's all that matters. My background as being a person. I'm actually learning now that I've been a person that really just was a part of the corporate world, and always depended on the success of working for someone else. And by me being who I am today, I'm so grateful that I left my job in February, because the things I went through after I left my job, I would have never experienced it if I would have stayed there, because that job was more, I would say it wasn't a job that I did from my heart. In the beginning, it was a great job because I feel like I was helping people, helping veterans, helping them get 100%. When we had this thing where when we would work a case and a person get 100%, we call each other like, oh, I guess about 100% today. You can't give it to them, but you happy that they qualified to get that 100%. But as staying at that job as long as I did, 20-something plus years, I realized that it was so distorted in working at that place. It was hard for people to get the 100%, and in reality, you had to stress them out to even get to where they need to be, and half of them would give up because it was so hard. And then not only that, the stuff the employees endured as being an employee at this place was hard too as well. And I realized how toxic the relationship was with that job. And by letting that job go, I'm gonna go back a little bit before that. I had a position as secretary on a union board, and that was the first job that I actually resigned from. And that was in November of last year. And me resigning from that job gave me so much power, because I've always been the one to go in and make changes, or either, oh, I can fix this. I can mellow this out. The person that's over it, I can help them navigate. And not realizing that by me helping them navigate, I was losing myself, because now I have to hold space for this person's personality, but try to balance it out when it came to reality of what they were actually really doing. And by doing that, it took so much energy from me. And so I decided that I didn't want to be a part of that ego trip, that battle of power. But it was false power. It wasn't even real power. Because in the process, I'm all about helping people. And as I see the organization and see that the head is not really about helping people, but more of trying to build their ego or feed their ego, it upset me. Being pure-hearted, seeing some things, it hurts. It hurts to see people do people certain in different type of ways, and the unjust. So I talked to my work BFF and discussed it with him to see if I was wrong for feeling the way I felt. And he said no. And I called a couple more people, because it's just like, did y'all know this about this person? Or did you know this about what was going on? What this organization really about? And how hard it is to get a person removed or get someone else in the seat? It was so many things that played in my mind. I said, you know what, this is not for me. So before it got too bad, I resigned. That was the first time I realized how toxic relationships are created. And I wasn't allowed to be the bright shining star that I am. Because it was overpowered by the darkness of someone's ego. So, in doing that, I resigned, and little bit did I know, when February came, I received another vision. And that vision, I have been praying for years for change, and, give me a sign of, is this something I'm supposed to be doing? Me working at the job that I worked at for 20 some years had become a hassle to actually do my job. I had to give myself a pep talk every day to make production, to actually show up for this job. And in doing that, it was hurting me and my heart to the point where I was sad and depressed on the inside because there was no happiness with doing my job. Now, if the job would just let us do our job, it would have been fun and we could have enjoyed. But it was so many things that played into working at that job that only fed egos and made sure the managers looked good, and micromanaging. You had to deal with people's personalities and an ego trip, and it was more ego and lies more than anything. I mean, if it was just doing the job, it would have been a piece of cake. But it's like when you did the job and you conquered the numbers, they pushed the numbers a little bit higher. So it became something that was controlling your mind, because now you're forcing your brain to do some work that's actually killing you mentally. You have to. I mean, I've seen people die, have strokes, have seizures at work. I've seen a lot of things that happen at work. And don't get me wrong, that's a good side to it too, because you make friends, and you go through a lot with these people, and they become family members. But I got to a point where my soul said no more. My soul was fighting against my physical self more than anything. To the point when I had a vision, I was told to let the job go. Now, I seen the attachment that I had to this job. Once they said let it go, I threw a full-blown I would call it a tantrum, because it's like, how? I mean, what am I going to do? What? I've been making this money. I mean, I've been making over 6 figures all these years. How am I going to support my family? What if my business don't work? What if this, and this? All these things, all this doubt, all this fear. I lost faith. I had put so much into this job and looked at success as having a job and working for someone else, that I forgot that I was already running a business for 3 years that was successful, but never gave it credit. I never gave my business credit. But people that knew me knew how much I loved this business, how much when they walked in, how I, light up their day, took care of my clients. It was never a dull moment. Even if I'm having a bad day, you could never tell, because I was in my happy place. But I never respected my business the way that I respected that toxic job. So last week, I called a brother, my spiritual brother. And I asked him, You know, I told him I was I was torn between why am I not happy at my job? By this time now, I don't quit my job, my real job. My see, there I go again. My job, my government job that I was working, I quit it in February and went full time in my business up until now. I quit February of this year. Went full time in my business now, and my brother said something that made so much sense. He said, "Vet," he said, "what is your belief system behind having a job?" I was like, "A job that pays you, you know, something that you know you could do that." Sometimes people get jobs they're happy with. Sometimes they have jobs that they just want, that get by, you know, that pays the bills, supports their habits. He said, "Now, how do you view your job?" And I instantly said, "I don't look at it as a job." He said, "Okay." He said, That's a good answer." And I was like, "Okay, so I don't have a job." So I'm all this time thinking I don't have a job. And he said, "That you're doing something that satisfies your heart, and it's love. So you wouldn't look at it as a job. This is something that you are giving. You're caring for others. You're giving love." He said, "and that's priceless." And I said, "I definitely agree." He said, "So now, if you're doing this great deed, why are you not looking at it as successful?" And I told him, honestly, I don't know. He said, "So now I need you to go look. And write down your belief. Go look and well, actually go sit with yourself and see what are your belief systems surroundings. And then you will find your answer." And so I did. And I realized that I had a belief system that having a job or doing something to getting paid for, had to feel good about it, it had to be a hassle, or it had to be toxic, or it had to be something that required me to put a lot of force behind, or put a lot of energy into it, to the point where it drained me. And I knew at that moment that I no longer had that. And now I need to rewrite my belief system, because now I have a business that is from the heart, that is love, happiness. We cry, we play together, we do all these amazing things each and every day. I'm changing lives, taking care of people that have given up hope, has completely sat down and just waiting for the moment that they expire. And I'm coming in, my crew coming in, we all coming in happy, we dancing, we singing, you know, we ask them how their day is, and trying to get and giving them love and light and the ability to push. And we see a little spark in them where they start smiling and want to do a little bit more each and every day. This is something to be grateful for. So now my belief system have changed. My conditioning around a job has changed. I'm no longer that person that felt they had to prove something to someone else, or have to have a job that boosts my ego, that I'm successful. I would rather just be and be happy than be in something that's so toxic and really not going anywhere. And really you have to chase. Because when you do something from the heart, you don't have to chase it. It's there. And it's consistent. And I'm truly grateful. I know I've been on here for a while, but I just came here to tell someone that's looking to go and be this for yourself, or try a different avenue, or feel like the job that they're in is draining and toxic and draining the life out of you. You can change that. It doesn't have to be. You can actually do something that you actually love and can wake up and would love to just jump out of bed to go and do it every day. They're out there. Sit down with yourself. Write down the things that you love, that makes your heart fill with joy, or make your heart, have palpitations just because it's something, or give you fuzzy feelings all over your body to the point where this is something I would love to do every day. Now, when you do something you love, you don't care how much you get paid for. You really don't. But you know that you will get paid in different ways. And it doesn't matter. So I challenge someone to do that for yourself today. It's not about everyone else. It's about you and your happiness. Because at the end of the day, it's you going into that job. You going in there to do the work for some people that's so ungrateful. And half of them are little kids in grown people's bodies. And all they have is their ego. Because they so distorted and filled with hurt and hate that's the only thing they can spread. Don't fall prey to them. Enjoy your life. Because you only get one. And I'm going to live mine to the fullest. It was good hanging out with y'all today. Like, share, leave comments. Again, you can follow me on IG, Alchemy Balance. You can follow me. You can actually look me up on YouTube. It's called Alchemy Balance 2. Alchemy Balance. And I'm working on a platform for my podcast. I have one. I have yet to activate it. Bear with me. It's been a lot going on. But I will be posting these videos, the audio to I think it was simple podcast. I think that's what my brother told me, but I figured that part out. But yes. Thank y'all for hanging out with me today, seeing you love and light, and continue to do things that make you happy.